Good day everyone! Ngayon ay tatalakayin natin ang RA 7836. Ano nga ba ang RA 7836? This is the Act to Strengthen and Regulations and Supervisions for Practice Teachers in the Philippines. It prescribes a license examination for teachers and other purpose. First one, we have Section 1. This is Act also known as Philippine Teachers Professionalizations Act of 1994. Section 2. Dito, kinikilala ang estado na mahalagang papel ng guro ay ang pagpapaunlad ng bansa, pagpapaunlad sa pamamagitan ng responsable, marunong bumasa at sumulat. Dapat dekalidad ng edukasyon sa wastong pangangasiwa ng regulasyon sa lisensya sa pagsasanay sa propesyon ng pagtuturo ng isang guro. Section 3. Ang batas na ito ay may dalawang layunin. Una, promosyon, pagpapaunlad, profesionalisasyon ng isang guro. Pangalawa, pangangasiwa at regulasyon ng pagsusuri ng lisensya. Section 4. Pagtuturo. Ito ay tumutukoy sa propesyon ng pagtuturo sa loob ng silid-aralan mula elementarya at sekundarya. Alinsunod sa curriculum na itinakda ng kagawarang edukasyon mula kultura, sports, part-time, full-time, mapapribado man o pampubliko. Ang next naman ay ang guro. Ito ay tumutukoy sa pakikibahagi ng pagtuturo mula elementarya at sekundarya, kabilang na ang mga industrial sining o vocational. Kailangan nilang magsanay ng pagtuturo sa ilalim ng batas. Ang next naman natin ay ang lupon. Ito ay profesional na guro na nararapat na itinatag at binuo sa ilalim ng batas. At ang panghuli naman ay ang komisyon, tumutukoy sa Professional Regulation Commission.
Article number 2, Board for Professional Teachers, Section number 5, Creation and Composition of the Teacher. Dito, may gagawin silang Board for Professional Teacher. May 5 group member na inutos o nagpumili yung presidente ng PRC para yung list, yung napili na yun ay sa 5 member na napili. Doon sila hahanap kung sino yung magiging vice chairman or chairman na mag-a-assign sa bawat mga teacher or mga gawain, ganun. Yung first member na napili, automatic license professional teacher na sila. Once na nagbayad sila na registration fees for exam, automatic registration, register professional teacher na sila. Section number 6, Duties and Function of the Board. Summarizations. May sinusunod silang rules or law. Lahat ng teacher may mga schedule or mga sinusunod na batas, ganon. Third is, mayroon silang binabayaran na fees para sa pag-take na exam. Fourth is, tinitingnan nila kung ano yung magiging violation nila, kailangan nila aralin o kailangan nilang iwasan yon. Fifth is, titignan nila kung may improvement pa yung pagtuturo or kung anong condition na ma-improve sa gagawin. Ganun. Section number 7, Term of the Office. Each group member or board member kailangan nila mag-stay sa office. Pero sa first group, maiba-iba muna silang staggered na sinusunod, like for example 1 year, 2 year or 3 years for chairman or vice chairman. Pero before sila mag-start sa work, they must take a oath or pananumpa sa office. Section number 8, Qualification of Board Member. First is dapat Filipino citizenship ka dito sa Philippines and 35 above or all good moral years old, parang ganon. Ang dapat may bachelor degree ka in education. Pwede rin yun kapag magtitake ka ng master, teacher 1 or teacher 2 or doctorate. Must be for qualification board member is yung first take, parang ganon. And dapat may experience ka na sa pagtuturo ng 10 years, experience for elementary or high school. And also dapat wala kang kinaabalalahan na ibang work, ganon, or business. Ayan. So number 9, compensation of the board. The chairman and vice chairman and other members, they pay just like the PRC regulators for board. They paid for depends of the number of the examinees. Magbabayad sila kung ilan yung mga magte-take na exam. So number 10, supervision and records of the board. First is PRC keep all the requirements, lalo na yun sa application, test paper, result, and investigation documents. Kasi importante yun once na magte-take ka ng exam. First, yun ang hinahanap, lalo na application, kung anong documents na kapag mag-apply ka ng exam. Proceed by application through online siguro muna yun, tapos mag-walk-in ka kapag magtitake ka na ng exam, pero by appointment pa rin yun. So number 11, secretariat and support service. Dito yung PRC, binibigyan sila ng staff for support service. Kailangan matulungan nila yung isa't isa sa pagtatrabaho or job property, health or health service, ganon. Para kapag may magtatanong or may maglalakad ng papers na kakausap or na sasagot natin ng tama. Section number 12, removal of the board member. President can remove any board member if the member, they do their job, and lalo na sa behavior, incompetent sila or unprofessional sila, lalo na kapag uncommit sa sa what we call this, yung sa exam na cheat sila, ganon. But they must be giving a chance para may paglaban nila or masabi nila yung sarili nila para maitama yung mali.
Good day everyone. So today I will be reporting Article 3 RA 7836, which focuses on teachers' examination and registration here in the Philippines. It focuses on how they get board exam, get their license, and maintain their professional status. So first, we have Section 13, which is examination and registration license required. So it means that you cannot be a teacher without passing LET or getting your PRC license. Next is Section 14, which is the scope of examination. This section states that there are different structure of the exam for elementary and secondary. Elementary teachers take professional education and general education. Secondary teachers take professional education, general education, and field of specialization. Meaning, elementary has 2 parts and secondary has 3 parts. Now let's proceed to Section 15, which is the qualification of applicants. So these are the list of requirements before you can get LET applicants. You must, first, you need to be a Filipino citizen or from country with reciprocity. The second one, you must be at least 18 years old. Next is be in a good health and a good moral character. Next, have no conviction and no moral issues or involving moral issues. Next is be a graduate in a minimum degree. It is required for their level. See the section 16, which is the report, examination, and results. The PRC will release the exam or the LET exam within 120 days after the exam. Now let's proceed to section 17, which is the issuance and certificate license. When an applicant passes and they pay the fees, they will receive a certificate of registration and professional license. It is both signed by PRC, and the certificate will stays valid until revoked, while the license must be renewed every year for 3 years. Now let's proceed to section 18, which is the oath of practice. Before starting their professional teachers, passer must take their own teacher oath. Section 19 is periodic merit of examination. This section encourages continuous learning. Teachers may take a merit exam every 5 years for the promotion purposes. Next is section 20, which is the failure of the merit exam. If a teacher failed a merit exam twice, they must take a refresher course before retaking it. And section 21, which is the incentives. Teacher pass the exam will receive a reward such as diploma of merit, merit points of promotion, priority for government scholarship, and other incentives. Next is section 22, which is the integration of a teaching profession. This says that all the professional teachers must be a part of organizational made by PRC. Membership gives the benefits and privileges. Next is section 22, which is the integration of a teaching profession. This says that all the professional teachers must be a part of organizational made by PRC. Membership gives the benefits and privileges. Next is section 23, which is revocation or suspension of license. This section states that we can lose our license if we do such a thing. For example is criminal conviction, immoral and unprofessional conduct, gross incompetence or negligence, fraud in obtaining license, drug use, violation of code ethics, and the last one is failing the attending the seminars or trainings. Section 24, which is the registration of reciprocity. The section 24 talks about foreign teacher who wants to teach in the Philippines. They can only get their license or exam if their country also allows Filipino workers or Filipino teachers to work there under their conditions. In short, you accept our teachers and we accept yours. So this is called reciprocity. Foreign teacher must also meet our laws. Now we have the second to our last, which is the section 25, the roster of professional teachers. Section 25 requires the PRC to maintain an official list called roster of professional teachers. And of course, this includes names of licensed teacher, their addresses, their registration dates, and other important information. Copies of the list must be given also to the Board of Professional Teachers, and of course the Department of Education, and the accredited organization in teachers. This roster makes sure that all the information is updated and official record of all the legitimate teachers in our country. Now we are down to our last one, which is registration and exemption. Section 26 states that 2 years after the law took effect and nobody allowed to teach, in preschool, elementary, or high school unless they are licensed professional teacher or have a special temporary permit. This section also gives rule for people who became teachers. The licensure exam exists.
And I'm Alexander James T. M. Oakling. So now proceed the Article 4. Provision relative of the practice of the teaching profession. So, Section 27 is inhibition against the practice of the teaching profession. Ibig sabihin, bawal magturo o mag-apply bilang isang guro sa Pilipinas kung wala kang valid certificate of registration at valid professional license galing sa PRC. Kung wala ka ng dalawang yan, hindi ka pwedeng magturo kahit anong posisyon sa paaralan. The next one is Section 28, the penal provision o parusa. Sino mang nababag ay pwedeng pagmultahin ng 5,000 hanggang 20,000 o 6 hanggang 5 taong pagkakakulong o parehas, depende sa korte. Kasama sa pwedeng parusahan ang number 1, nagtuturo ng walang lisensya. Pangalawa, gumagamit ng lisensya ng ibang tao. Pangatlo, nagbibigay o gumagamit ng peke, pinalabas sa dokumento para mamukhang lisensyado. Pang-apat, nagpanggap bilang lisensyanong guro. Pang-5, gumamit ng revoke o suspended na lisensya. Pang-6, nagpapakilala ng guro kahit wala namang certificate o lisensya. Pang-7, sino mang tumulong o nag-uutos sa paglabag. Kasama rin ang mga opisyal na school na pumapayag o nag-uutos ng ganitong paglabag. So, dito sa Section 29 is budget. Sinasabi lang dito na kailangan may budget ang gobyerno para maisatupad ang batas. Dito naman sa Section 30, Implementing Guidelines. So, ang Board PRC o BPT ang gagawa ng patakaran kung paano ipapatupad ang batas. Kailangan matapos ang guidelines dentro ng 60 days. Ipasa ito sa Senado at Kongreso dentro ng 30 days pagkatapos ma-publish. Kung hindi ginawa ito, maaaring managot ang opisyal sa ilalim ng Code of Conduct for Public Official o Republic Act 6713. So, dito sa Section 31 is Transitional Provision o pansamantalang pag-ayos. Lahat ng guro sa public o private school na hindi lisensyado noong ipinatupad ang batas ay bibigyan ng 5-year temporary certificate para may panahon sila mag-qualify at kumuha ng licensure exam. Take note, noong 1995 is PBET pa ang ginagamit na exam. So now proceed the Section 33, Repealing Clause. Lahat ng lumang batas o rules na salungat sa bagong batas na ito ay binabago o kinakansela. So, dito sa Section 34 is effectivity. Ang batas ay maging epektibo ng 15 days matapos imaitala sa Official Gazette o 2 pahayagan.